Hi everyone, this is Patricio Ramirez Solis, and this is my oral presentation to my project called ERP Model Oriented to Financial and Operational Control in Construction Projects in Mexico. So, the problem statement. The construction sector in Mexico faces challenges in project control, primarily due to information fragmentation. In a considerable number of construction companies, the management of physical progress, actual costs, resources consumption, and execution times is carried out through isolated tools. Consequently, the ability to accurately measure critical variables is limited. As a result, decision-making becomes reactive rather than preventive, increasing the risk of cost overruns and delays. In response to this issue, this research proposed the design and modeling of an integrated ERP system specialized for the construction industry. So the background, I'm working in a construction company, and a recurring issue was identified related to the lack of consistency and traceability between the financial records by the administration department and the actual cost incurred on site. In an effort to mitigate this issue, they create an internal ERP prototype called Loro. It was developed in Excel, but it presents significant limitation, including the absence of integrated graphical visualization and continued decentralization of the information. And nowadays, there already exist platforms such as Procore that demonstrate the value of the centralized construction management system. However, these kind of softwares are often complex, expensive, or not adapted to small or medium-sized companies in Mexico. So, what makes this project unique? The design of the specific model using professional indicators like CPI and SPI to link physical progress with financial performance is useful for context and is suitable to small and medium-sized construction companies in Mexico. The justification. The technical perspective. This project enables better control of cost and time performance through structured data integration and KPI monitoring. From an economic perspective, improving project efficiently reduces resources waste, enhances financial stability for companies, and contributes to more reliable projects delivery. And the pertinence to civil engineer is obviously that this project is directly related to construction management, which is a core area of civil engineer. It connects planning, execution, and control phases, integrating technical progress from site activities with financial performance. The sustainable development and goals. This kind of project is suitable with two principal SDG. The SDG 9, that is by promoting digital innovation in construction progress, and it's about the industry and innovation in infrastructure, and the SDG 12, that is about responsible consumption and production by improving efficiently and reducing waste through better project control. The principal and the objective is the general objective, that is to design and model within a maximum period of 8 months an integrated ERP system for a medium-sized construction company in Mexico, capable of integrating at least 50% of the information related to actual cost, physical progress, and financial project construction in order to reduce undetectable deviations between budget and executed costs by at least 15%. The specific objectives is the cost variations that the key KPIs about this objective is that the CPI must be higher than 0.85 in active projects and the budget deviation must be lower than 50%. The physical and financial progress control is another objectives and their KPIs are the percentage difference between planned and actual progress, the Sculpture Performance Index, that is the SPI, and the frequency of project updates. And finally, the visualization and decision-making support. I plan to do a dashboard with the KPIs that must be the CPI, the SPI, the project cash flow, the percentage of physical progress, the percentage of financial progress, and a chart with the final profit at the completion of the project. The methodology that I'm using to do this research is divided in four phases: the research, design, analysis, and validation. In the research phase, existing tools and methodologies such as Procore, as I mentioned, and Microsoft Project or DSR, or also as Opus, will be analyzed, and I will take the better of those kind of methodologies or softwares. Then, in the design phase, the system architecture and the data model will be defined, including key variables and KPI such as I mentioned, the CPI and the SPI. Then the analysis that the model will be developed and tested to ensure the correct data processing and indicators calculation. And finally, the validation the system will be applied to a case study to evaluate its effectiveness. The methodology diagram represents, as you can see, a sequential flow. The inputs, that is the financial progress data, the processing, the integration and KPA calculation, and the outputs that are the dashboards and the key performance indicators. So what will be the deliverables? The final deliverables include obviously functional prototypes of the contract model, as you can see in the images. In the imagine, the photo is just a representation; it's not the final result. Then a structural database model. Then a KPA dashboard, like in the photo, and finally a validation report based on the results that I get with this research. The EI usage. EI will be used to support the develop for the program through EI coding tools such as the famous Cloud. EI will also be used as a support tool to enable future scalability of the projects as follows, as can be a chatbot, a data processing, or anomaly detection, pattern identifications, or improving data interpretations. These uh, these tools will not be implemented during the course due to resources availability issues, but it doesn't make the implementation impossible. It can be possible. So the schedules and activities. In the first 1 and 2 months, the research and the definition will be will be doing. Then in the 3 4 to 5 months, the system and the design data will be the system will be modeling, and I will be deciding all the software. Then in the month 6 and 7, the development and testing of the prototype will be happening. And finally, in the final month, the validation and the results analysis will be documented. Well, those are the references that I use. I use 3 different references from the Biblioteca Digital of the Nahuac Mayap. And that's all. Thank you for watching.